Before we get started, my husband and son has came up with a clothing brand and we wanted to share with you all a sample. This right here is just a sample and their name is Damani. You can see it right here and you pronounce it Damani. So now every day when I come on here just about, I'm going to have the samples. So you all can see everything that you could possibly get, or maybe you want to order something. Okay, so this is going to be super interesting. They are having so much fun. They have all the equipment that they need to make the t-shirts that you're gonna want and possibly some sweatshirts, but this is just a sample. Today at the Young's house, Gina Young is gonna show you all how easy it is to make a delicious teriyaki chicken. When I tell you, you and your whole family's gonna love it, oh my goodness, and it's so easy to make. Succulent. Okay, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need just some chicken. I have boneless, skinless chicken thighs. You can use a boneless, skinless chicken breast if you wanted to. Okay, so that's what I have here, and I've washed it off using lemon juice, salt, and cold water. We give it a nice rinse, and then we pat it dry with a paper towel. You're going to need some green onions. The green onions really is just for a garnish, but it tastes good onto your chicken, okay? So we're going to be making up a lovely batter, and our batter is going to consist of 3/4 of a cup of flour, a half a cup of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, 1 egg, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. We're going to be serving this recipe with your favorite rice, whatever rice you love. That's what you're going to use. You're going to need a half a cup of cold water plus 2 tablespoons of cold water. And that is for the batter alone. But don't worry, if you didn't catch it all, you'll still see it. Now, I was able to find this teriyaki sauce. It's a sauce or it's a marinade. You use it for either one and it is so good. Trust me, make sure your hands are clean. We're making teriyaki chicken here at the Young's house, but I gotta tell you about the spices too. I don't want to jump it too fast. We got salt, pepper, garlic and onion powder, and some paprika. First thing we're going to do, go ahead and get your 3/4 of a cup all-purpose flour right into the bowl. I already have it in there, okay? And then we're going in with the half a cup of cornstarch, and make sure you level it off using a butter knife so you have the right measurement, okay? I'm going to get that out. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using a vegetable oil, but I'm going to be honest, you can use whatever kind you want, okay? And then we're going to use a half a cup of cold water plus 2 tablespoons of cold water, all right? Going right in. This is going to be the batter, and this batter is so delicious. If you've ever been out to like an Asian restaurant and you wonder why is their batter so delicious, it's crispy, when you come back and eat it hours later, it's golden brown and it has a nice taste to it. This is it, okay? And so now we're going to crack 1 large egg right in, and then we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder, not baking soda, okay? But I need to do 4 because this isn't the right measurement, all right? But 2 teaspoons is what you're going to need, and we're going to mix all this up. Okay, let me measure that up. Here we go. Lovely. Go ahead and mix up our batter using this whisk here. All right, it takes a little time. I hope y'all are having a great day today. And if you're not, hopefully I can brighten up your day with this here recipe. How many of you love teriyaki chicken? Or have you ever tasted it? I want to hear from everybody. Do you plan on trying this recipe? Well, I guess I must say, once you see this recipe, you might try it. Let me know in the comment section below. What is the weather like? We had a day where it was like 60 degrees. 63 degrees, and that was wild. But then the next day we had flurries, right? I want to know what everybody's weather is like, where you're living at. Is it freezing cold or is it warm outside? Like, this weather is doing some wild things, right? Okay, so I'm making sure that I really am incorporating that oil, okay, and that egg into here. And this is what it should look like. It should never be lumpy, just like this. And so now what we're going to do, you can see I got some kitchen shears here. We're going to cut our chicken pieces down into pieces that sort of look like this, like bite-sized square pieces, all right? So that's what you're going to do. chicken. You can decide to trim these pieces of fat off, but this little bit of fat that's on there, I'm going to go ahead and leave it. It's just going to kind of fry away. There's so little bit on there, okay? But if you want to trim it up, by all means you can. All right, and like I said, let me reiterate, you can use a chicken breast for this recipe. You're gonna love it regardless. Now, this chicken recipe with this batter is the same chicken recipe that I use when I make my sweet and sour chicken or when I make my warsugai. And what I'm gonna do for you all is I'll attach a video for those two recipes just in case you wanna make that recipe using this chicken. Okay, so you can check both of those videos out after you leave this video. Let's go ahead and season this chicken up. My husband's really got me cracking up. He's behind the camera. Y'all, he's behind the camera. Jump on him. All right, so listen, I ain't got no garlic powder. I'm gonna have to get some tomorrow. Onion powder and a nice amount of it on purpose. We're gonna use some paprika. It's not smoked. Only a little bit for this recipe, okay? We're gonna use some black pepper. And then I'm going to use some salt. For those that can't use salt, what I always say, don't use it. Leave it out. And your family can season it theirself if they want, okay? And I'm going to turn this around and we're going to season that other side just like so. This recipe is so quick and easy. Go ahead and season the other side. And what I like to always tell everybody, no matter what kind of meat you're making, if you're making roast, you're making turkey, beef, pork, let it set out on the counter for a little while. Let that chill come off and it'll cook up better than it would versus if you took it out the refrigerator and you cooked it when it was super cold. Me personally, I feel like when you're cooking a meat and it's really, really cold, it's going to turn out dry. I know that's super interesting, but for me, I find that to be so true. All right, we're gonna go right in and then I'm gonna let these spices sit on here for 15 minutes. In the meantime, go ahead and heat your oil up, okay? In your pan, make sure your pan is big enough because we don't wanna pile these chickens on top of each other because they'll steam and they'll stick together. Make sure the circumference of your pan is big enough so every piece can be by itself without sticking to the next piece. Wait on our chicken to sit for a while and marinate with the spices. I'm gonna show y'all another sample. I know, I'm going to be showing you all the samples. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, this is definitely for the pet lover in you. The boiling the bag rice, and that's what we're getting ready to make. You can see that my water is boiling. I've salted the water to give it some good flavor. You could even use a chicken bouillon powder. Somebody had asked me a great question, and I'm going to show you. Somebody had said, how's it going to taste like salt if it's in a bag, Gina? Well, there's little perforated holes here, and I don't know if the camera's really showing you any justice, but trust me, it gets the flavor. We're going to cook it for 11 minutes until it's nice and fluffy every time. Now that our chicken has marinated, let's go ahead and get it right into our lovely batter that we have here, and don't overstuff it. You know, put enough in there and then we'll come back for the second batch. Usually when I use a family size package of the boneless, skinless chicken breast or the chicken thighs, I gotta do two batches, fry them in two batches because we don't wanna, let me see what we got. This is plenty enough. Get it nice and coated. And slice up some beautiful spring onions. Do you call them spring onions or green onions? I want to know from everybody. So now, when I use green onions, it's really for a garnish, but not only for a garnish because it adds a great taste to your recipes too, right? I'm going to cut this whole bundle. When you bring your vegetables and fruits home, wash them off. Wash the pesticides off. Then again, you never know who's handled your veggies before you got them home, So we're going to put them right onto this plate, and I'm going to pull apart some nice, fresh iceberg lettuce. I'm going to eat that right with my chicken. I'm going to make like lettuce wraps with this teriyaki chicken. It's going to be great. Oil is nice and hot. Watch what happens. You see that sizz? Oh, yeah. Moving in the right direction. Don't have it too hot, y'all. If at any time you feel like it's too hot, take the pan off of the burner, okay? And I think I'm going to do that because it's sizzling a little too quick for it. It's cooking up perfectly. Take a look in at the chicken. It's doing exactly what I want it to do. Now, if it doesn't flip by itself, go ahead and flip it over. Some of them will flip back on the other way. But you'll know when they're done. And for those that don't know, you're going to use an internal thermometer. And the thermometer will read 165 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when you know your chicken is done. But look at that golden brown. Oh my goodness. Yes, that's what you want. It's done. Take a look at that. Tell me that doesn't look like Asian chicken. Are you kidding me? That's that batter that everyone goes wild over. You're going to love it when you try it. When you try it, message me. Let me know how much your family loves this. This is the batter right here. So good. Go ahead and put my second batch right in. When you do that, turn the heat down a little bit. You don't want the second batch to cook up too fast, okay? There we go. Lovely. I've turned mine down to low, but then once I get them all in, I'm turning the heat right back up. And then we're going to make our way back over to the island because we're going to season up our rice with some butter. Go ahead and season up our rice. Because I used some chicken bouillon powder in here, I don't know if I showed y'all on camera, but I did put some chicken bouillon powder. That means this rice is going to have great flavor. But I do want to put some lovely butter. Look how fluffy it is. And that's why I love, love, love this rice. Oh my goodness. Don't mistake this for minute rice because it's not that. Oh, yes. Your plans, y'all. Something's wrong with this teriyaki sauce. Things happen when you're really in the kitchen cooking. I'm going to toss this. I'm going to toss it. It's in the trash. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a chicken gravy because why not? And we're going to dip that chicken into the gravy we're going to make. Okay, 32 ounces chicken broth right into our pan. I'm using all of it, okay? You're going to need some cornstarch. The cornstarch is going to be your slurry that's going to thicken up this gravy, okay? You want to give it some flavor. So guess what I'm going to be using? I'm going to use some onion powder. And on purpose, I'm putting a nice amount. That's good. And then we're going to put a little bit of chicken bouillon powder to make a chef's kiss. That is lovely. Let's bring this up to a nice boil. As soon as it begins to boil, we're going to come back, make our cornstarch slurry. We just mix it with a little bit of cold water into here, and you got a gravy that is spectacular. Wait on our broth and our seasonings to come up to a slight boil and our chicken to get done. Let's go ahead. I got 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, okay? So now, here's the thing. I always tell people this. If you're using cornstarch to thicken up a gravy, and let's just say it didn't thicken up for some reason, just use a little bit more cornstarch. Really, it's that simple. All right? See how that is mixed, well incorporated? As soon as it boils, pour this in. Go ahead and put that cornstarch slurry in. And no worries, because as soon as it thickens up, I'm going to bring the camera real close and show you. But now, right now, it looks super light. Don't worry, it'll go back to its original color. Look at this chicken gravy. Are you kidding me? And I tasted it. Oh my goodness. It knocked me right out of my socks. It is so delicious. Let's go ahead and make a plate. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. If you ain't subscribed, what you're waiting on, tell your family and friends. Tell the world what Gina's doing every single day in this kitchen. And Father, on today, we thank you for this meal, your hedge of protection and your love. Amen. I'm going to plate up a teeny tiny plate that we can taste together because I'm not making my full plate. I want to eat with my family, okay? But let me show you how you're going to serve this. Of course, your favorite rice, right? Okay, that rice is seasoned to perfection. I'm going to go in with our chicken. Oh my goodness, are you freaking kidding me? Yes, yes, and yes. Now watch what I do. This is going to turn your taste buds out, okay? Get you some fresh, it must be iceberg lettuce, okay? If you ain't using the iceberg lettuce, don't call it Gina Young's recipe, all right? Green onions everywhere. That right there, that's lovely. If you have some fresh peanuts, chop them down. I need another spoon. I'll be right back. What I was saying is, if you got some peanuts, make sure you're using salted peanuts. You chop them down and then put them on top of your recipe. When I tell you so delicious, I'm just going to put my gravy in here right now. But you do have the option. You could just pour the gravy right on top of everybody's plate if you want. But this is how I like to do it because I'm a dipper. I like to dippity dip, 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 dip. And you're going to do it too. Watch this. Let's go in. I got a taste for this rice. I got to hurry up because we got another bunch back there cooking. I got some rice and some green onions. That's it. And now, into the gravy, let her drip, all right? I love this.